But I will say that a lot of patients come in or clients come into the office and they want something right now. And that's a problem that the medical profession has too. Because I see patients on the other side and I go into their homes and I educate them and they're on all these meds. But I know that at some point when the doctor said that their A1C was creeping up and they had prediabetes and that they probably didn't.
Hey aunties, welcome to the Auntie Hour.
This is our time.
All right, aunties, so you guys have heard of the phrase, black don't crack, I'm sure. We all say it, we all heard it. Today, we are just going to be talking about self-care, taking better care of ourselves, specifically our skin. So we both experience, bad skin problems about the same time in our 20s. So she is an expert in this. And so I will turn it over to our special guest, Miss Yashica Smith. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. We go way back to when I first moved to Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you had dreads and I didn't.
Yes.
And now you have the
And now I
dress.
have dreads and you don't.
She does. Beautiful ones.
Yeah, 15 years. So it'll be 15 years in September. Can you imagine?
Yes, a long time.
But yeah, since Brooklyn days, I've decided to get a little bit more into skin. Obviously, I struggled with it a little bit when I was in high school, and then college stress was really bad. My hair fell out, my skin broke out. I lost my butt too at some point, which was interesting. But
Yeah, she had a big butt.
but when I I guess moved to Brooklyn and just moved around a bit, I found that it was hard for me to find somebody to help me with some of the skin issues that I had. Like, you go to the dermatologist, they give you medications, they give you oral medications, antibiotics, or they say, oh, use this cream. And it's like, it doesn't really blend well with your skin complexion, So you just have all these random things you're trying, but I eventually had a massive skin outbreak back in like 2014 when I moved back from LA. I spent some time in LA doing a travel assignment, and when I moved back to New Jersey, I was there for maybe a month and my skin erupted.
Wow.
And it was like, oh my God. And the dermatologist was like, oh, you just have acne here. And I was like, this isn't something normal, and I kept trying to tell them that, and they really weren't that interested in hearing me. So I eventually tried the steroids, the antibiotics again, oral antibiotics, some topicals, and eventually came back to normal. But it was traumatic for me, like dealing with trying to understand why it happened so then I don't have to experience it again, want to avoid things like that from happening again. I don't really have any answers for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wash your face with this and take this. And it's like, okay, but what caused this? This isn't normal for me. I've had skin outbreaks before. So tapping into like more of the health side of things, avoiding dairy, you know what I mean? Washing my skin more often or washing my face more often, changing my pillowcases. Like, it was more habit. In addition to, as women, we go through different phases in our life. And I tell my clients now, like, your skin is just going to keep changing, right? Like,
Yes.
Look at us now. At periods of time we had our skin was terrible. Like, you were stressed, I was stressed, always in stressful times, but it's because of hormones. Our hormones react to the stress, or our hormones cause our body to produce certain things. And mine always revealed itself on my face. Some people have different types of reactions, but my stress on my face. So I started to get heavier into skincare, and that's kind of how I came about ShiCares MedSpa. As a nurse practitioner, I worked at urgent cares and during COVID, and I, love helping people and love helping people feel better. But I do have a special place in my heart for skin because it's a personal struggle that I went through, you went through, a lot of people go through on a regular basis, and they just struggle in silence and they try different things. Sometimes they make it worse, and now their complexion has changed forever because they got these bleaching creams. And I really am passionate about educating so then you can know what it is that you're doing that could be causing it, in addition to providing some solutions that are easier to maintain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like health-wise.
Is there any truth to skin being genetic? Like you having good skin or nice, clean, pretty skin is something that
That is
just
genetic.
just happens because your mother had it and her mother had it, and
It wasn't like that for me.
it wasn't like that for you.
But is there any truth to
Is there
it?
any
I
truth?
think that genetics play a part in a lot of things. You know, health. Like if it's funny because I talk to my students about this. If you have people's like, oh, my mother had diabetes, her mother had diabetes. I'm like, yeah, but what are the cooking habits? Because maybe they wouldn't have had diabetes if they was eating like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you could have good skin, but maybe your skincare routine isn't the best, and that's what's causing problems. I can say that as a child, when I would do slumber parties, my girlfriends was putting sea breeze on their face.
Say what?
Sea breeze, which is like a skin estrogen.
Beautiful skin.
Yeah,
can be a
Noxzema.
breeze
Like these
with
are all
skin
products that
breeze.
everybody. I don't remember the commercial.
Sea breeze is for your. Isn't it, like the scalp thing?
You can put it on your
Oh,
scalp.
really?
It's a skin estrogen.
It's like a dry shampoo people use it, so they put it on the skin too. I
Wait,
thought it
you
was
can
just for
put
your
it on your
scalp.
scalp?
No,
Yeah.
so I don't know about the dry shampoo,
But
but
people put it on their scalp. I remember
I
people
just sang
doing
the
that.
song for you.
I remember people
was so-
recommending that I clean my scalp with it.
because you had locks.
Yeah.
Because it's a good cleanser in a sense that, you know, but it's, the thing is that as a kid, we are still, our skin is still kind of getting itself together.
developing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we take some really harsh cleaning products and put it on there, do you think it's going to dry it out? It's going to take a lot of natural oil. So now you have your body trying to reverse something that you did, and it's causing more problems, overproducing oil. You know what I mean? And it's drying it out, and now it's cracked, and it has more susceptible to bacteria. You know what I mean? So could I have had nicer skin like my mom? Maybe.
Yeah, your mom has beautiful
Yeah.
skin.
You use sea breeze?
No, I don't use sea
you
breeze.
didn't?
Not dissing sea
then.
breeze.
Okay.
But as a child, like going to slumber parties,
Right, you
your
would see.
girlfriends, whatever they use,
Yeah.
when you just was like, okay, you just kind of go with it. Just like a
Yeah.
lot of the kids doing a lot of stuff now.
I'm telling you, I know the song.
You know the song.
the commercial because in my time that was the thing.
The sea breeze.
Sea breeze, Noxzema.
Noxzema, exactly.
Okay. These were things
were
that
staples.
people. Yeah.
If you go to somebody's house now, they probably still have sea breeze and Noxzema. I'm dead
Probably.
The
serious.
astringent.
The
It's
astringent,
astringent,
yes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's all about finding what works best for you.
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with using those products. I just don't know if you need to use them twice a day or every day, you know,
Yeah.
because it could be so stripping. You understand?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes and no,
Yes and
depending
no,
on
right.
what your hygiene and what your skincare routine
I went
is.
through a period where I had really, really rough time with my skin. It was after the birth of my son. So now that you're saying what you're saying about hormones,
hormones,
it was after I had my son, and I saw something on a infomercial late at night. I can't remember the name of it, Egyptian something. And the box came in like this real like pyramid, you know, you opened it up and there was all these fancy products and stuff in there. But the main ingredient was black soap in one of those. And to clear up the problem I was having, it worked, but continued use for a long time, it made my skin too dry. So it was not something that I could continue to use,
Yeah.
but it did clear it up for that period of time.
Okay.
And then it just kind of went away as my son aged and as I got out of postpartum, you know, it just kind of went away on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had a question though for you about, I'm kind of going back a bit because you mentioned that you were NP.
Yes.
So how did you make that decision to pursue that career? And tell us a little bit about that.
It's a really interesting story, actually. Did I tell you the story?
I'm sure you have.
Okay. So during COVID, a lot of us nurses and nurse practitioners was working and getting.
All that COVID money.
We were helping with the relief efforts
Yes.
of the So there were a lot of people that would come up to me at the places that I was working, specifically in the Bronx, that would say, "Oh, you're a nurse practitioner. Oh, can I pay you? Can you come work in my office, my space? And I'll send you for training to do injections." And I was like, "What? What are they talking about?" And they just kept asking me, like multiple people. I was like, "What is it that they're talking about? Why do they want me so bad?
Right.
You know, why are they asking me to come? Why are they trying to send me for this training?" I talked to one of my girlfriends, and she was telling me, like, "Yeah, that's big now. Like, a lot of people want people to come in their place and do these injectables and stuff." And I was like, But my friend at that time, she was heavy into it. You know, she's a nurse and she was doing things, and I was started picking her brain, and then I started doing research. And when it came down to it, I was already interested in IVs. I was working at a pediatric hospital in Delaware, in the infusion area, and I was really good with doing IVs. So it was like I would do it if I could do my IVs, you know. And they kind of partnered together, like doing skincare and health and wellness. You know, everybody is, especially because one of the doctors that I met with my job working for the pharmaceutical company, because I was working, working. He was a weight loss doctor, or he is a weight loss doctor, and he told me, like, if you wanted to get into IV, or you should do IVs, and I was like, you know. But as I started putting stuff together, I was like, this could work. And then he offered me rental space. And then he offered to be my medical director. And then one thing led to another. And whoop, here we are, ShiCares MedSpa. Okay. I had already had ShiCares from all of the work I was doing during the pandemic. So it wasn't hard to kind of transition into that. It just was hard to kind of be in a space where I'm advertising my business. You know what I mean? As a provider, and I'm the provider, like I'm the only person people are talking to.
Right.
But it's I love it, you know. And I think my favorite part about it is that I get to educate people, because I teach too. Again, work.
Yes. We have Professor Smith.
Yes, Professor Smith.
Yes. So I had acne problems like my late 20s, and I always had meds thrown at me. It got better, but in my late 30s or mid 30s, when we were all having like that,
you, me, and Kim,
it was so bad, and my doctor gave me some meds. When I went to see my ophthalmologist, he was worried that I was taking those pills because I wasn't supposed to, so I had to get off of them. He was like, are they giving this for acne problems? He's like, you need to get off of this right now. So with that, I was saying, okay, I rather have my skin look this way than lose my vision. So then I had these huge, big black things on my face. They were painful. It just, you know, it was just like,
it was a struggle.
It was a struggle. So what I did was I said, okay, let me try this place called Natural Bella Skincare, which is this lady from Guyana. She created all these products made for our skin. So I went, you know, we had a consultation, and she said, okay, what do you eat? You know, so she said, the one thing I want you to do for me is cut out all dairy. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge part of it, cutting out the dairy and just using her products and no meds. And I think my skin looks great now. Yes, I do have a couple that will pop up, but I may have something that had butter and I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So then I'll get like a big one and I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's probably something I ate.
Right.
But, you know, it takes like a lot of education on our part. You know, they really like to throw all those meds, and for, you know, it will work on something, but something else.
There's never any interest in finding the solution to the problem. There's always giving you something to mask the issue.
Yep.
Not to solve the problem.
Correct.
So I'm happy to see you and hear you talking about diet and things like that, because these are the primary basic things that you can do to help your health all the way around.
Water.
Right.
So what would you recommend, like for us as Black women, like not meds, like what should we do? What should the aunties be doing to not crack?
Yeah, right. We don't crack. Life don't crack.
We don't crack.
What I wanted to piggyback off of is what you said, is that a lot of times they throw things at you. But I will say that a lot of patients come in, or clients come into the office, and they want something right now. And that's a problem that the medical profession has too, you know, because I see patients on the other side, and I go into their homes and I educate them, and they're all on all these meds. But I know that at some point when the doctor said that their A1C was creeping up and they had prediabetes, and that they probably didn't. And I asked them, he didn't ever say anything. I'm like, that's impossible. Because the reason why you got it was because of your diet. You know what I mean? And it could be reversed if you do diet and exercise. So if you choose not to do that, then you will get meds thrown at you because you're not compliant. Or else you could always have a heart attack or a stroke and die. You know, so the doctors are kind of like, you got people, most people don't want to do the other part. They don't want to do the change in their diet, cutting out dairy. None of my clients want to cut cheese out of their diet. Oh my God, I love cheese. I love cheese. I said, okay, well, you love acne. I mean, at the end of the day, you see a difference in your skin when you drink enough water.
Yep.
They're like, oh, my pores are so big. I'm like, okay, I got these dark circles under my eyes. Okay, do you drink water? Do you sleep?
Right. Yes, I called her because she had the spa, and I was like, okay, thinking I'm going to get some infusion or something. I said, I have these bags under my eyes, and I just don't know. She said, okay, FaceTime. She's like, girl, you need to sleep. That was her recommendation. I'm thinking I'm going to get something, you know, but she said, you just need to sleep. Just sleep.
I don't take people's money for stuff that at the end of the day, you can do yourself. You know what I mean?
What a friend.
I mean, we do have things for dark circles, but at the end of the day, or puffiness, if it's your lifestyle, if there's something going on right now, if you've been stressed, crying, you've been studying, you've been in a computer, like, it happens to me too. You know what I mean? Like, I break out from eating whatever, like holidays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm going to have to deal with that later, but I know I'm going to have to deal with it later. And I know after that, what do? We do like a fast and we like do a cleanse. And it's like, we got to get back because now I'm my walking billboard, you know? And especially when you think of, when I show you the pictures from what my skin looked like in 2014, like it's like night and day.
So we got to drink water. We got to make sure we
sleep. You have to take care of yourself. Like your body is like your heart, everything. It's just like, it's very important for you to take care of it. So you got to sleep right, you got to eat right, you know, but some of the things that cause you stress are going to reveal itself on your body, you know. So I recommend gentle cleansers. I know a lot of times when people are struggling with acne, they want to throw everything at it, you know, but it's certain areas don't need all of that. And a lot of times, and I actually found this out myself because I was one that was struggling. I was doing all these things, but I wanted to do a chemical peel. So I was like, okay, chemical peel, you can't do a lot of the harsher cleansers and creams and stuff. You got to stop with the retinols. You got to stop with the panoxyl, no salicylic acid. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because you just think that it's going to get worse. Nothing happens to my skin. It like, so then it was 2 weeks. I said, okay, 2 weeks. And then something happened and I couldn't get the peel right. And I went 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, we still looking about the same. Nothing's crazy.
Right.
And then it went 4 weeks. I was like, all right, then I did the chemical peel and I never got back on the products after that because you can't use them right after. You got to stick to the program. But I could have went back to the same product and same system that I was using, but my skin seemed fine. So pay attention to what your skin is doing. You know, like exercising is important. Using gentle cleansers. If your skin is fine, it's fine. Don't overdo it because you start creating creating problems versus just letting your skin kind of chill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a picker. And if I see something on you, I'm going to try to pick at it too. As a provider, this isn't like in the office.
Right.
This is like if I know you personally.
Yeah,
right. What's that over there?
What's this? Hold on, wait. I started scratching and I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's a bad habit. But if you do that, you're going to cause trauma to the area around it. And now you got another pimple. And now you got hyperpigmentation. And now you're mad. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, don't do that. So these are solutions that I offer people. For instance, I had a client come in today. She had hyperpigmentation in areas where she had pimples, but she also had hair. So get rid of the hair. It gets rid of the issue for sometimes you get those ingrowns.
Yeah.
And now the skin is clear.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but it also kills the bacteria. And it also helps with hyperpigmentation. So I've had so many different clients. A lot of my aunties, like especially young and old, random fur here, random fur here, wherever. I had somebody with fur here. And they have like breakouts there. And they have marks there from where they used to have breakouts. And they're just like, this is bothering me. And I was just like, well, we can treat it. And I use my laser and they're happy, couple treatments. I can't believe I didn't do this sooner.
Okay.
So in addition to healthier habits as far as washing you're washing your face more often. I mean, in the summertime, you might have to wash your face 3 times if you're sweaty. Yeah. You know, just think of it like a white canvas or a white piece of paper that's clean. You get up, you wash your face, you put your things on, and as you go out into the day, you're running into all the stuff that's outside. You know, you walking into people that's smoking, it's raining outside, you know, somebody's doing construction over here. All of that is sitting right on your
Sitting
face.
right there.
So, and then allergies, I have allergies. So, and then my hair. So all of the stuff that I'm coming in contact with on a regular basis is on my skin. If I don't go home and wash my skin and then replenish with some of the moisturizers and the serums and things, then it could cause more problems, you know, and that's it. In the summertime, you don't have to go heavy with the lotions as you would in the wintertime when things are dry. You know, you want your skin to breathe. You'll just sweat, and now you got sweat and dirt and stuff, you know, so you wash your skin again a little bit more often, or you switch up your moisturizer. So a lighter moisturizer for the summertime, a heavier moisturizer for the winter, you know, and that covers it, you know. But I think when I started paying attention to what my skin was doing, it made it easier for me to like figure out what it likes, and then it helped me to educate other people when they come in complaining and stuff. You know what I mean?
I have a real hard time in the winter. The winter time, I'm telling you, my skin, that T-zone,
Oily.
the winter time, dry as the Sahara.
What do you use on your skin?
I use primarily a line called Primal Elements.
Okay.
To wash and moisturize, but in the wintertime, that Primal Elements is too light. So I am looking for right now something for wintertime, because Primal Elements is perfect for me. It's a natural line. It's perfect for me in the summer, but
not the winter.
the winter, my skin is
so
like
dry.
Feel like this?
It's dry.
I hate that feeling.
I'm telling you,
I hate that feeling.
It's
Check.
terrible. And I mean, I can do all of this and everything will be nice, but right here,
It's just dry.
like I didn't put anything on it. Like,
So, have you ever tried a hyaluronic acid?
Yes, I do have. I'm telling you, they make a acid as well.
It doesn't do nothing for you? In
Not
that
right
area?
here.
That's what I use
Not
right
right
now.
here.
I'm using it.
I don't know what that's about for me in this area. Now today, because I had my face done, there's several layers of moisturizer on there. So it's okay now.
Okay.
But that lady had to
Put
that
on like
lady had to put she
You
had
just
to
kept
put
drying
like 2
up.
or 3 layers of moisturizer in here. She really worked me in here.
So you
So-
just have like that area is just
That
like,
area
really
just dry.
Do you have a night cream?
No, not specifically a night cream.
So maybe a night cream at night help moisturize.
That
Wash it.
area.
I
And
would-
wintertime is rough and brutal for us in general, right?
It is. I hate my hands. My hands are always ashy.
Yeah, I just had to
We
do
just
my
moisturize.
elbows. I was like, why am I ashy?
I don't know how people get out the shower without moisturizing them, go on, put clothes on. I can't. Like, I got patients. They're a little bit more light-skinned than us. And they were asking me about different things that was like, they were like, why is my skin doing this? It's just flaky and there's things. I was like, so what do you wash with? And they're like, oh, Dove. And I'm like, okay, well, what lotion do you use? Lotion.
Yeah.
I was like, you about to go to the doctors for dry skin? Can you just put some lotion on, please?
Yeah.
But they don't
Lotion.
moisturize.
Yeah. I mean, we really just have to.
We have
We
to,
have
right.
to.
I mean, I don't like the way I feel when I don't moisturize.
Right.
And in the wintertime, I got my shea butter oil
Just
and my Nubian
clothes-
heritage. Like, I just,
Your clothes feel terrible on your
Yeah.
skin. Like,
Yeah. I just have to. It's just.
We're just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, how could you
You
not?
won't catch us ashy.
No.
no.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I will say too, one of the things that my aunties aren't really focused on either is sunblock, you know, or sunscreens. Like, do you
Yeah.
have one with your moisturizer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think that, you know, you got to find one that works best for you. You know what I mean? But
you know there's a resistance to
I
that
know. That's what
idea.
I was saying.
So let's talk about it.
I know.
Because there's a resistance to the whole need for sunblock in general.
Yeah, I know we struggle with sunscreen having this white cast because, you know, we put it on and then we go outside looking like
Paste Casper.
yes, the ghost, right?
Pasty.
The
Yes.
melanin protects us.
It does. It does
It
protect us
does.
to a degree compared to others
Exactly.
that have less melanin.
Mm.
But have you ever burned?
Yes.
Okay, I have too.
I have. And
Yeah.
that was the last time I said, well, I'm from the Caribbean. I'm black. I'm not putting on any sunscreen. Then I was like, why is my face hurting? Never again.
Yeah.
So I'm always putting it on in the summertime, especially. Like, yeah, it just, yeah, we got to wear it.
I feel
We have
like
to.
I feel like people think that you know, there are products that are really bad. That's why I say, like, at the end of the day, I like what I use and I don't have any problems with it. To mitigate that pasty look, I always recommend my clients add it to their moisturizer, so then blend it together and then put it on. So then it blends better, and that's been fine for me. But if you're looking to get services done, right? Like if you're getting a chemical peel, if you're getting a laser treatment, microneedling, you have to protect your skin from the sun. Like you have to. Like your skin is like more bare. It's almost like, you know, just being out there naked in the sun. But it's exposed to all the elements. So it's almost like you be doing damage to what you just corrected without protecting it from with sunscreen or sunblock. So that's kind of how I look at it. Protect your investment, because if you do go outside after you get a chemical peel and you don't put on sunblock, you're going to burn and you're going to mess your skin up worse. And that's what people do because they're concerned about hyperpigmentation, which is dark marks. So what do they get? What do they get when they have hyperpigmentation? Where do people go? They go get those lighteners, those bleaching creams?
Yeah.
All right. So that's basically like, it's called bleaching creams. It's bleach on your skin.
Yep.
So you go out in the sun after that without putting any sunblock on, and what do you think is going to happen? It's going to get dark.
Darker, right?
So you have people that have burns on their face because they're so hyper-focused on the hyperpigmentation, and they're not thinking about having to protect their skin, and they just overusing the products. Now they're just completely mismatched, and they want you to fix it. And I'm like, you have to stop. And if you don't stop, I can't help you because you're causing the problem. You know what I mean? And it's a lack of understanding. That's why it's important to educate. If somebody's like not getting it, it's not clicking, then I don't even want to touch you because you're making me look bad. You know what I mean?
In the end, they're going to blame you.
Exactly, that part too. So it's kind of like, listen, if you're not understanding what's going on. I gave this one lady a product and I said, listen, just try this first. We'll try this first and see. This should last you a long time. I'll see you in 2 weeks. When I came back, when I saw again, there was no more product left. I'm like, what? I told you to use a pea size. You already don't follow directions.
Oh, she used
The whole bottle was almost gone. I was like, miss, no. In my head, I was like, this isn't going to work.
So you fired her, huh?
She might have fired me because what she wanted me to do, I wouldn't do. So I told her that's not what this is. Matter of fact, you should see a dermatologist because these look like real burns, like burns. So that's what I recommend. In my head, I was like, as a nurse practitioner, I want to protect you, but I also want to protect my license. Don't do me like that.
Yeah.
You know? So but I don't think people realize that that's what they have to do. Like you have to think about it like that. This is something that I just did for myself because I was concerned about this issue. In order for me to maintain and it get better, right, I have to do something. And if it's wash my face with a gentle cleanser versus washing things with harsh chemicals right now, you know, that's what I got to do. You know, after you get a chemical peel, you use gentle cleanser and sunblock and steroid cream, and that's it. That's all you wear for a bit, you know, with mine anyway. And then once you get done that, then you can start introducing your skin to the other products. But do you need it now? Right. You know, and that's the question. You know, people do things out of habit and routine, and they don't think about if it's necessary or not. So, you know.
You mean like they'll use a product to treat, but they'll keep using it instead of using something that will then become like the norm or routine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't really, if something is used for treatment, like if you have like a pimple in an area, you know, and it's just happened because maybe you just had dairy, like you, for instance, you're not going to stop using what you're using, use something for acne and then keep using it moving forward.
Right.
You might just use it for that time and that's it. Especially if it's in one area, because if this area is affected, doesn't mean this area is affected, and now you're drying out this whole rest of your face for this little area.
This one little thing.
You know, and not saying that that's what I'm saying, gentle cleansers are gentle cleansers, but if you have focused areas that's bothering you, just kind of stay in that area. I love the zit stickers.
Okay, I was going to ask you about those, but I thought about something that we used to do.
As teens.
Toothpaste.
I knew it. I knew it. Put the toothpaste on the pimple.
Yes.
I don't even know what the science is. But I did it. I did it though.
Yeah,
My dad
did?
did it. I don't even know if my mom might have did it.
Right.
But my dad definitely was walking around with blue socks. And maybe that's where I got my skin from.
Aunties, we need to stop that.
No
No more
more
toothpaste.
No more
toothpaste,
toothpaste.
No more fluoride on the
please.
face. Just
No
the
more
teeth.
fluoride. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That's real.
I did want to ask you about your IV treatments.
Ooh, I love my IVs.
I see you give these
The celebrities.
yes, you do these amazing treatments.
Yeah. Didn't T.I.
Yeah,
give it to
the-
T.I. recently?
T.I., yeah,
What,
that was
what
last
are
year, yeah.
they? And let's talk about them. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you offer. And then I want you to make sure that you tell everyone where they can find you. Where can we
So
find you?
IV drips first. I love doing infusions. That's like like I said, I started off
Right.
only being interested in doing infusions, and I kind of started doing the other stuff because everybody wanted me to do the other stuff too. But the IVs are great because a lot of people don't drink enough water, right? They're not hydrating enough, and our bodies need it. My example is a water bottle. Like if you look at I know, I didn't
Right,
sip mine.
right.
Drink break.
Just drink all water. Yes.
So the body, if you look at it, if you think of a bottle of water, right? When it's filled to the top, that's like the amount of blood that's circulating through our system. And when you start drinking it, it goes down, right? So then would you rather a full bottle of water making its way through your system or like a half a bottle, a little bit? So I always tell people, how much are you drinking? And they're like, oh, I only had like a bottle of water. I'm like, dang, you really need like 4, 5, 6, 7 of them for the day. But if you're feeling like trash, it's because your body's trying to circulate just a little bit of fluid. And when it's supposed to be like a full bottle is kind of how I like to give them that analogy. So if you're dehydrated, a lot of times in the hospital, they give you fluids and you feel better. I was dead on New Year's Day. I just like to say this is a perfect example. I was dead. I had a lot of fun. Okay? It needed to be fun. My girlfriend and we had a ball New Year's Eve, but I didn't do a good job at hydrating beforehand or eating beforehand. Mm-hmm. So I woke up at 7 o'clock and I was like, ooh, tummy hurts. Let me go ahead and eat something now. And my body was like, you're right. You waited too long and now we're going to fail you. So when I say I was vomiting from 7 a.m. until 2 p.m., terrible. I could barely move. I was severely dehydrated. My girlfriend took me to my office. We went from Brooklyn, because we partied in Brooklyn at night, Brooklyn to my office in South Orange. So that's one of my locations. And she gave me an IV. She's a nurse. I came back to life. Like, it was literally like I was holding my arm out for her to put the IV in, and I was throwing up in another cup, and I was like, hold on. Like, I was dry heaving. There wasn't even anything coming out. Like, it was bad. So when she gave me the IV, I want to say maybe just a quarter went in, and I was able to sit up straight. I was able to open my eyes. I was able to relax a little bit because I was severely dehydrated.
So that works really
It works
fast.
just without even any vitamins in it, just fluid.
Right.
You know, you'll find that your lips aren't as dry.
Right.
You'll feel like your skin looks different just with fluids, you know, because most people, they're not hydrating as much as they want. And it goes directly into your bloodstream. It's not like you have to wait for your body. You know what I mean? So it's good to drink. But if, you know, as a supplementation, getting an IV is not bad either. Now, what I do is I have different mixes. So if you're focused on your skin and hair, we can add some biotin to the mix, right? If you want to boost your immune system, like everybody's sick right now, right? We got immunity drips. Like you just infuse different vitamins like glutathione and vitamin C and zinc. You know, these are things that you would think about taking, maybe not the glutathione orally, but you can get it orally. But those are things that you would want to like elderberry, vitamin, things to boost your immune system. So these are more vitamins to put into your body that do the same thing. So a lot of times my clients, if they're feeling like they're dehydrated, they just want to pick me up. You can put some B vitamins in there too. And they like it. You know, I like it. I wish I give it to myself more often. But it's just a healthy way to, I guess, get your vitamins, multivitamin, in a faster way, and your body absorbs it. And just like with a multivitamin that you take, it'll get rid of whatever else you don't need. But you feel better faster. It's like quick. You know what I mean? It's almost, I don't want to say it's like instant, but it's quick. So I started doing the IV infusions, I don't know, a couple years ago. I was called in my office one night and they were like, hi, wanted to know if you can do some IVs. And I was like, okay. It was like, it's for a concert. I said, okay. You want to get it before the concert, after the concert? Like, she was just like, no, it's for the Bow Wow concert. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
It was the Millennium.
The Millennium
Tour.
Concert, yeah, and
Tour,
it's coming up again actually. So I'm hoping to assist them again, support them in that effort. But they were serious. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" They were like, "No, we have like I don't know how many acts it was. I'll say like 15 acts, and then they all have the dancers, and they have their production team, all of that stuff, and they wanted me to prioritize the artists." But if anybody else wanted one, I could give it to them. And I was like, well, how do you prepare for that? Like, I only had my supply in my office. And I was like, they called me the day before. So it wasn't even like I had like a lot of time to prepare. But it was real because I thought it wasn't real. And then I went there and I was like, oh. So one of my first IVs, I think, was Mario.
Wow.
Yeah, I did Mario, and I
I'm
was
so
like,
happy.
yeah, I was like, it's an interesting experience because you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing IVs for a long time, but I never thought I'd be doing it in this setting. You used to doing it in the hospital setting,
Right,
in
right,
office
right.
setting, but I mean, when I was doing some of the people that I've done, I'm in their dressing rooms. There are people in their dressing rooms. People are talking about how they met Michael Jackson and how when Michael Jackson called. And you're listening to stuff from people that you never thought you'd hear. And you're just like, wow, I never thought this would be happening. You know what I mean? And it's great because I did Maya this summer. And I'm a huge fan of her. So it was kind of like I was geeked out. I was super geeked out. I was
Girling out.
But I wasn't like crazy. I just was like,
Hi.
my hands. So when I get nervous, my hands shake, and I be like, hands.
You gotta
Get it
put
together.
in the IV, right?
Yeah. So because I get shaky because but I know what I'm doing, but you just can't help what your body's nerves do, So, but in my office, I'm better. It's just in certain settings, I'm
Right.
kind of like, this is your first time doing it on this person. You want to make sure you make a good impression. So the next time they come into town, they can call you. You know what I mean? And everybody's looking at you. And sometimes it's not the ideal setting. Sometimes people are smoking weed. Sometimes people are like, there's music. There's stuff
Right,
happening
right.
around you, and everybody's looking at you too. So it's like it's nerve wracking, but I enjoy it too. It's been so much fun. It's nothing that I thought would happen. Like I didn't know the business was going to take the turns that it's done, but I'm happy
These
and
are
I'm
great turns.
great turns. They're pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was invited to do from that concert. I've had a lot more opportunities, a lot more connections that I'm really, really happy. And also my clients are dope. Like I think one of the things I want to do for Black History Month and Mothers and Women's History Month is actually start sitting down with my clients when we have our IV drips or whatever services they get. I spend a lot of time talking to them, and that's like my therapy session since I work so much. So it's like, but they're so cool. You know what I mean? Like they're so cool and they're so dope. And I feel like similar to what you guys are doing, it's nice to highlight, the accomplishments and some of the cool things that people are doing, that we're doing.
Well, I'm
You know what I
very, very honored to have met you.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you. I'm honored to have met you. And thank you so much for having me. Thanks, Kay.
Yes, but you
Yeah,
have to
of
tell the
course.
people where
Oh,
we can
well,
find
sorry.
you.
Where you are.
Where am I? So I'm in my office is in South Orange, New Jersey. I also have an office in Blackwood, New Jersey, which is in South Jersey. So there's North Jersey office and then there's South Jersey office. But we travel. I've go to Long Island. I've been to Brooklyn. I do mobile visits, and we are working on having pop-ups once a month in like a different city. So there's a lot of things happening, but if you guys give us a call, you can follow us at ShiCaresMedSpa.com. That's ShiCares, MedSpa, MEDSPA. And it's www.ShiCaresMedSpa.com and everywhere on socials. So
Thanks for coming again.
of course.
Thank
You. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time
Thank
on
you.
the Auntie Hour.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
joining in, aunties.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having me, aunties.
All right, that's a wrap.